Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Races Driving League for Season 17, round number 8 of the Championship. Welcome to the famed and esteemed Principality of the Monaco. Where is the game? Immediate concern. Where? Oh, there it is. That was very strange. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Monaco Grand Prix, the 8th round of the Races Driving League Season 17. I'm your host, Zach RC, here to bring you all the action for what should be a very, very entertaining Grand Prix under the lights as we do it here in this league. And we should be looking at a very entertaining 39 laps where the slightest mistake can spell disaster. And of course, now, for the first time in our history, we have a full 3-stage qualifying here in Monaco. So we're in for a very exciting next 2 hours of pressure-filled driving for a hot lap. And then for 39 laps, we'll see who's got the most focus across the evening. But before we do anything else, of course, a change in terms of last week's race result, and I'm here on board with the race winner from last week, who will be giving us the privilege this time around of a live qualifying commentary as he goes around. So, if you'll unmute for me, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome back to the stream former Monaco Grand Prix winner and hopefully Season 11 champion. He'd love me to say potential Season 17 champion, but he knows it's a lie. Pope, welcome in to the commentary box. Well, it's like home away from home for you. I mean, you've never really left, have you?
Not really, to be fair. I'm away most weekends, most weeks, doing a lovely little interview, especially as the races have been going a lot better. But yes, finally, a year on from the qualifying lap that was meant to happen in Spain in Season 15, we are here for an onboard qualifying lap, and it is my favourite track, or one of my favourite tracks, Monaco.
So, Pope, why take the last second? Do you want to just explain to us how this lap's going to go, to what you're going to tell us today?
So, more than what drivers do, I'm going to go what's going through my head as I take each corner. Obviously, corners come at you very, very quick here, so we got to make sure that we're always thinking, and you guys get the privilege to listen on what's going on inside my head. There's not much going on normally, but today there will be a lot. So as we're barreling towards turn 1, DRS open, making sure we hit our braking marks. Going to try and cut over that curb as much as possible. Now we've got a bit of a straight now. Relax, we're thinking about the next corner. We're going to look into the corner. Going into Casino, this is one of my favourite bits. Very easy to lose the back end, especially as the tyres are still cold. Very hard to warm up tyres here. End of sector 1, not too shabby at all. The hardest part of the circuit, in my opinion. Big lockups as we are encountering some traffic, and that is not the best place for Obsessed Gamer to park the car. Unfortunately, I don't really know what the Aston Martin is doing, but I think he's lost his front wing.
Yeah, he's damage, yeah.
But heading through the tunnel now. We will obviously barrel towards here. We're going to brake at that 50-metre board. We're going to make sure we get as much on the inside locking up due to that damage, but make sure you do not hit that inside curb thing. Wall, that's the one. To back, exit of sector 2. We have invalidated, but it's not too bad. We'll have another go later on. Going through the swimming pool section, bounce all over those curves. Into La Rascasse. Very easy to lock up as I do so there. Going into Anthony Nose, the final corner, back on the DRS, stamp on that power. Barreling towards turn 1 once again, and that's 1 lap. It comes at you very, very quick, and you've got 39 laps of it in the race, so excited to see what will happen.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was a lot better than I thought it would have. I'm completely honest with you, Pope. So thank you for doing that. And of course, this is the joy of having 3 qualifying sessions now. We can now afford to have you in for just 1 lap, and then obviously you still got time to go and try and get another one to get you into Q2. So thank you for joining us once again. I'll assume you'll be back around later towards the end.
Hopefully, yeah, if I don't crash out lap 1.
I'll have to wait and see. Right, we'll have to talk to you in a bit. But yeah, I'll see you about 2 hours.
Cheers, guys.
So that was former champion and former Grand Prix winner here, Touch Me Pope, on his qualifying effort. I'm sure he would have liked to go a bit better, but we'll carry on now with qualifying as we were. So the first 2 times have been set here. Imri on top. Imri with a 1 minute 8.242 to kick things off. Che in second in the Aston Martin. 1 minute 8.655. Che again reserving, to my knowledge. Yes, he is reserving for Daniel Aaron, who now has the full-time seat at Aston Martin. So the replacements for Krovi and Sakir from the start of the season now being Obsessed Gamer and Daniel Aaron. And Flying Duck in 3rd place, 1 minute 9.8. So a bit off the pace compared to the cars in front. Now, I've heard a lot coming out of the Mercedes camp this week that Imri has been putting a lot of practice in for this race, and I mean a lot of practice. For those of you who have been here last season will think back to the pivotal moment with around 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix, as Imri commanded the way throughout, led every single lap more or less, until a late disconnect on around lap 28-29 saw the AI pit him onto fresh hard tyres and ultimately robbed him of the race victory, as Salve Grumio, our defending champion and defending winner of this race, went on to clinch the trophy in the Principality. Now, of course, the Haas pairing have won here before in the past. Grumio and Landlord have nabbed several wins on occasion here. Pope's taken one in between, I believe also with the Haas team a couple of seasons ago. I believe that was season 15, and Grumio came in last season as the winner. So we'll see what those guys have to offer on this year's game. Of course, we've seen a few new contenders join the party in terms of running up front since that Grand Prix. One of them was James, who of course leads the championship by 29 points now to Landlord. Pope sums up to 4th place in the standings after Steward's report declares him the winner after a late penalty was given post-race to James. So Pope now sits in 4th place in the standings on 53 points. Webbsy now in 5th place. And to think that those guys going into Japan, neither one of them had scored points after 3 rounds, and they now sit 4th and 5th in the standings. So it's fantastic stuff from them in the last couple of rounds, getting back up to speed. But James has been the one who's set the way so far. He's led the majority of laps this season. He's won the most races. He's got 3 to his name in Australia, China, and also the 4th round in Japan. Of course, didn't win Miami. It was Webbsy who took the win on that occasion. Che retires from the session. I don't think he's crashed. He's going for an early exit to Q1. But yeah, so James has dominated so far this season. He leads by over a race wins worth to Landlord in 2nd place. So a lot of way, but obviously a lot of way still to go in this season. We're only 8 rounds into it. It's going to be a very long campaign as Pope up into 3rd place now. I think we saw Curtis go the line. He's P6 right now, 1 minute 15.2. for the first effort for the Alpine. But Mercedes running first and third. The Silver Arrows have hit their stride in recent races. Pope's been up there contending for victories, as he, of course, won in the end last week at Imola. Imrie was in contention to win Miami and was crossed the line first, but a late penalty unfortunately meant that he did not win that race. But he came sixth place last week at Imola, close to fifth after Grumio stacked up many penalties in the second half of the Grand Prix, but wasn't to be in the end. James, 50.8 in his second sector now. We'll see what sort of time we're looking at from the championship leader as he comes off the last corner and goes towards the line. Okay, 1 minute 8.6. Of course, James is one of the competitors who wasn't here for last season's Monaco Grand Prix. Of course, the majority of drivers who were here in the race tonight. Imrie was here. Pope has driven this track before, but wasn't on the grid last season. He was in commentary with us. Grumio obviously on the track this season. Flying Duck new towards the end of last season and this season. Curtis was here. Cott was here. Obsessed Gamer was not. Ethan was. Websy, Landlord, Cotney Goblin, and JB have all driven this circuit in this league before, of course. So the newcomers in that respect being Soul Darkness, who of course came in with us last week at Imola. Obsessed Gamer in the Aston Martin. You've already seen a bit of him already tonight. Flying Duck and Gaming James. Imrie retiring, so he called it the end to the start of his session. Grumio goes second fastest there, the reigning champion and defending winner of this Grand Prix with 1 minute 8.401. So just below Imrie at the minute, just above Imrie rather, in terms of lap time. Websy there in P7. Now, of course, things looking a slight bit easier in terms of Q1 today. So I think we'll get some join us midway through the session potentially, but it could be a very late join, which means that the top 15 more or less look to be safe in Q2, or everyone looks to be safe in Q2. So that we can take this as more or less an extra last-minute practice session, almost like a late revision session before a big test the next day. So we'll take it as that, and obviously into Q2, obviously as we all know, things get a lot more interesting as time goes by. Continue on, here's Websy here, running in 7th place at the minute, as I say. I think he's on an in-lap at the minute. Curtis looking to improve as he comes towards the line, but I think he may have also started in the same place he did last time around. It's an improvement just. 1 minute 15.206. So only 0.02 of a second improvement. So a bit of work to do there. I think going into Q2, we have to be looking a bit more on the ball in terms of pace. Of course, as I say, Curtis has had a solid season so far. So there's a bit of a wobble there going down towards the hairpin. But he still sits in 6th place, tied with Websy for 5th, but Websy, of course, gets the nod due to that one race win. And both cars on 48 points apiece. Curtis has the majority of points for Alpine, who sit in 7th place in the Constructors. James retiring from the session now. So that's 3 cars already we're choosing to call it here for the first session. In terms of that Constructors, of course, we haven't spoken about the Constructors much over the course of the last few weeks. So I'll have a run through the standings for you. So RB lead the way on 163 points. Then it's Haas in second, 15 points back. Mercedes now sitting third after their recent resurgence. Imrie and Pope combined to get a collective of 88 points. 68 points in McLaren. They still run in 4th place. They had a very strong start to the season thus far. And Sauber, though, just 2 points back in 5th. And Sauber have both their cars in the race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, whereas McLaren have just J and B. No sign of Lucky Lambert this week, unfortunately, for those of you who I know will come in to watch the stream for Lucky driving. But unfortunately, not here for tonight unless he joins midway through Q1. So just JB in the hunt for the Papaya Warriors tonight. And that 2-point gap may either close or go into the favour of their black and green counterparts on the circuit. Williams in 6th, 55 points to their name, and just 2 points in front of Alpine in 7th. Aston Martin in 8th place, they got 31, at 1 point clear of Red Bull, and Ferrari remain on just 12 points. So dead last in the standings. Only Cotney Goblin in the race, those guys tonight. Red J not here with us. Oh, very close to the outside, retaining all there for Obsessed Gamer. I think he managed to keep it under control, no damage on that green machine just yet. So, and speaking of damage, there goes Soul Darkness. He's had a bit of a kerfuffle at the exit of the Lowe's hairpin. Pulling away, no issue there. A bit of debris with the wing damage, so I had to go back into the pit lane and look for a fresh wing to go on that car. Pope back on the racetrack here, so he's P5 right now, but improving by a 10th. Could see himself up into 3rd place with a good enough improvement. Stays 5th in the end, doesn't improve in the last sector. What a slide there through turn 1. Because we had him in a few minutes to discuss in terms of just what he goes through on a typical lap of this circuit. 5 minutes to go here in Q1. So of course we'll get an initial idea of just who will top the timing sheets in the next 2 sessions for the most part. Obsessed Gamer in through the last corners now and off into the pit lane. End of hit, well, I believe it's his second run. 1 minute 13.3 is best effort. Curtis yet to improve on that 1:15. But now on the racetrack and looking to make a change there. Hopefully he can push himself up the order. The lone Alpine in the Grand Prix. No sign of Alvar at the minute. So in terms of drivers we're missing, if I have a quick look at my notes here, we're missing PJ, we are missing Alvar, Daniel Aaron, Badman and Red J. So 5 teams with both their drivers and 5 teams with just one driver leading their efforts in the race. Oh, and Lucky Lambert, sorry, Lucky Lambert is not here. Did I mention Lucky? I don't believe I did. So it's 6 drivers, and the one reserve being in Che, who is reserving in the place of Daniel Aaron. So there we go, there's your lineup for tonight. My memory is still on point. Now let's keep an eye on Curtis as he goes through towards the end of the first exit. Oh, a bit of a slide there out of Casino, but 1.5 seconds up, so it's a very solid improvement to kick off his next lap. Down into those hairpin, another lock up there from the Alpine. Keeps it under control though, good exit, keeps it out of that outside retaining wall, and looking now downhill towards the tunnel. Again, another wobble there, because you can sort of see him struggling for traction a little bit on the exit. But he keeps it under control for the most part. Curtis has always had fantastic car control, has to be said. Into the second hairpin, down by the bay. Pope retiring and now looking for a good run here into the end of the second sector and the round of swimming pool for the last. 3.9 seconds up now, so big improvements. But again, more tyre smoke emerging from that Alpine. Another lock, and that almost sent him off into the barriers at Raskas. But keeps it all under that right foot as he comes towards the line. It's a big improvement. P10, 4.9 seconds improved with 1 minute 10.253, which of course, if we are in Q2, this will put him straight into the pole position shootout potentially, if he was to maintain that position. So Darkness on a lap here. Connie Goblin and JB yet to emerge from the pit lane here. So I think those two perhaps might be saving tyres to go for more runs either in Q2 or perhaps going into the race saving a set of soft tyres. Of course, strategy can make or break things here at Monaco, as we've seen in the past. 2.5 minutes to go then. So far we've had 6 drivers retire, which means we still have 9 remaining either in the pit lane or on the circuit. And we'll begin with Curtis as he brings the car back into the pit. So Darkness on a lap here. We'll see whatsoever he makes through the hairpin. This time hope he makes it out nice and easy. Yes, he does. There we go. Fantastic exit from the Red Bull. See what he's got lined up for the next part of the lap. Into the tunnel. Hit the slide on the tyres a little bit on the exit as he actually came into the tunnel. And now down towards the chicane. Did I call this a hairpin? I might have called this a hairpin, to be fair. That's my mistake. I can't feel like I did do that. But So Darkness missing the curve there. Perhaps didn't get as close to the walls he might have liked, but a half-second improvement as of right now, or just under half-second. So you can keep things going into Raskas here, slowing the game down here. Very close to the inside barrier. But be careful not to clip these last 2 corners. That is the crucial detail. Either front tyre or back. Either one can break things for you. Half-second improvement, but Soul Darkness stays in P12 for now. Obsessed Gamer, the only car with a slower time, down in P13 as JB comes out into the racetrack for an outlap, as does Courtney Goblin. JB still sits in 8th place in the Drivers' Championship right now in the McLaren. He's always run relatively well here at this circuit in the past. Here he comes now towards the line to start that first flying lap. Let's keep an eye on the McLaren here, see just what he's got to offer. Lalo retiring there. And there's the real. Through Casino there, nice. Oh, kind of nice there. Still controlling there. 18.6 his first sector. And now down towards the hairpin. Nice and smooth there. I think smoothness is one of the keys to a good run here at Monaco. That perfect combination of keeping it smooth and yet right there on the limit. That's what wins races in this place. That and keeping your wits about you, which we've seen quite a few times in the past. A lot of instances where we haven't seen a safety car, so I won't go rely on those tonight. Checker flag has fallen. Only JB and Curtis still on the racetrack. JB invalidated there. So now that'll more or less end his effort. For the minute, he comes into the pit lane, end of the run. And Curtis most likely will come in too. We'll see if he stays out to make a late improvement perhaps. He's going to finish the lap off. Here we go. Last corner for Curtis as he comes through to complete qualifying one into P8 at the end. So Imri tops the session. He tops the first part of the session. It's Imri on pole then. Grumio in second, James third, Chain fourth, Pope fifth, Cot sixth, Landlord seventh, Curtis eighth, Flying Duck ninth, and Ethan rounds out the top 10. So we're going now into Q2, and this is where things get a little bit more interesting. No eliminations from the first session, but now we will see 5 all finding an end to their qualifying here today. Both Mercedes going right out on the circuit, wasting no time at all there. Oh, wait, let's have a quick look at the circuit going into tonight's race, and that is Imola. That I have made a complete botchery of that. Excuse me a moment. There we go. That's what we're looking at. Sorry, I had the wrong image open. So that is Monaco, not Imola this week. Obviously here, they were there last week. Grumio, your reigning winner, going into this race. Look how tight the circuit is. Almost unchanged since its inaugural event, all the way back in the late 20s and early 30s. Of course, just this year, Charles Leclerc took the victory to become the first home winner of this Grand Prix in, I believe the number was 93 years, if my memory serves me correctly, which it normally does. Leclerc ending a long way both for himself and for his home nation to have one of their own take the victory. Had a random join here. Hopefully they depart quickly. James, one of the first 2 cars on the race. The RBs are out quite quickly here, so looking to get a lap under their belts pretty fast. The Mercedes cars follow them out. But James looking for clean racetrack in front of him, and he's got it. Through to start his first lap of Q2, over the line now, and Flying Duck in just behind. May have grazed the wall slightly there, yellow flag behind. I think that's just drivers slowing each other out to give each other room. But James is off like a shot here, completely and utterly clear in terms of gap between him and his teammate Flying Duck. Of course, championship leader, winner of 3 races from 8 this season. Oh, a slide there. Big lock up into the Lowe's hairpin. Get another lock up there. Perhaps so. Not the most solid there. I have efforts from James so far. I'm sure he'd like to have avoided making those few mistakes. But into the last sector now, 51.4 is the effort. And into now the final corners through Raskas and off the last turn and toward the line. We're looking at, in fact, we can put a higher 1 minute 8. 1 minute 9.048, so close to a 1 minute 8. But Flying Duck doesn't improve, but Imri does. 1 minute 8.138, so that is the sort of lap that Imri will be chasing across obviously the last session, in this session, and the next one as well. Imri on top then, Chains in second, James in third, Websy fourth, Ethan in fifth. Where is Pope? Pope won the last one's few. Oh, sorry, he may have invalidated that last lap. He's there in the hairpin in a minute. Or just got the hairpin. Imri lets his teammate go. Good play there. These two Mercedes drivers are linking up fantastically in the early part of the season, as have the RBs. It's no surprise as to why those two teams run the top three constructors. And obviously Haas, that partnership of Grimio and Landor has been together for several years now. Many a season has gone by and has been dominated by this pairing, especially in my time commentating here. As Flying Duck lets Pope go. I'm not sure if he sacrificed a bit of wing for that though. Like quite a hefty impact with the wall. But towards the line now comes Pope. Can he improve on Imri's time? He can't improve on it, but he does put himself on what would be the front row if we are in Q3. 1 minute 8.521. Did Duck take damage there? I don't think he did. See on the wing if he can when it goes past. Can't quite see it, so I'll assume not. Grumio P5 on his first effort, Kurtz up to P4. So a much stronger lap this time around. So we will take Q1 as a glorified practice session here, and we are now into the elimination part of qualifying. So we'll see how Lando does. 1 minute 11.9 on his first lap. And that could be a worry here. We got a yellow flag. It looks like one of the looks like it might be Curtis. It is Curtis who has found himself stuck there at the exit of turn 1. He's lucky that no one else is going out on the track in a minute. I'm not sure if Grumio potentially may have had a bit of a run-in with him. But all looks to be the case. We're going to reverse as well up the circuit to a place where we can turn stuff around. And there's an Aston Martin in the picture there. But Curtis has a bit more room to turn around now. No damage. There we go. Nice little pirouette there. She gets away, and we'll have to allow the Alfa Romeo of Cot through as well. But now we can carry on again. So that was a slightly different episode from Curtis there. But obviously on a good time on the board already, so I'm sure he's not too concerned there. Now up to P7, now 1 minute 9.2. JB's first lap puts him in the knockout places right now. 1 minute 11.09, but it's close though. It needs 8 tenths on Flying Duck. So keep an eye on these guys here. Cot through about to start his first lap of Q2. Of course, Cot's been fantastic in qualifying over the about the season and a half that he's been in this league. 18.2 his effort there. Very good start to the session. Or very good start to the lap rather. As Pope lets him go there by heading off into the runoff area and then recovering it, and you can see him now back on the track as it was. Cot now down towards the tunnel. Let's on board with this lap here. But a bit of wing damage there on the green front wing that kicks out the car. Into the chicane, invalidating there. So Cole out to go again. So this gamer coming to the line now to complete his first full lap. I'm at 11.9. Puts him down to P13. Cotton will have to go for another run. Majority of cars in the pit lane right now. On board here with the Sauber. Once again, of course, the tyres are taking a bit of wear. Oh no, okay, and as I say that, he's backing off. In that case, then we'll go over to Pope and run ball with him. A P9 for lap minute. 1 minute 8.521. Look at the gap though that Imri's got to the cars behind him as Pope invalidates once more. I don't think he goes faster that Imri is the favourite to win tonight's race, but we've seen in the past how, especially at this circuit, being the favourite can only mean so much. So it's crucial to get good getaway. Landed on a lap there, Websy in P8. Websy potentially, it looks to be safe for the most part. He's 7 tenths up on Ethan. Ethan and Jamie the exact same time now. I'd say those guys still perhaps in the drop zone. Flying Duck is only a couple tenths out of Q3 right now. With 5.5 minutes to go, in fact he's on a lap at the minute. That could change. He could put himself back inside the top 10 and get both RBs into Q3. Oh, a tap to the outside wall there. No impact damage from the looks of it. He got away okay. Another sap. Oh, that was slightly lighter. Here comes Duck. Out the last corner and looking for the line. And he does improve, but it's not enough to get him into Q3. He's got time for another effort, but it'd be very fine margins. I'm going to separate these guys. Ethan's now improved, so that leaves JB on the edge, potentially of falling into the knockout places. Quite improves, as I say that. So got into P9, that moves JB out. So you're looking at minimum a 1 minute 9 here to get yourself into the top 10 shootout for pole position. Landed over the line here, landed at second place on the timing board now. 1 minute 8.4, so we're in that gap between Imri and the rest of the field a little bit, but not enough right now. Imri retiring from the session, he's more or less safe in Q3. I'd say anyone with a 1 minute 8, I'd say, is safe. First game back on the racetrack here in the Aston Martin. Looking for another lap. Majority of drivers in the pit lane here. Cott's one of the few on the racetrack. He's backed off for the minute. James on that lap. We'll see what he can muster up. Pope retiring. Well, as the championship leader got up his sleeve here to get himself that little bit more secure in his place in Q3. P7 right now. Of course, this could be a potential landmine in terms of his championship chase. Of course, he leads the way by quite a margin, but given that the two cars that are chasing him are currently in front of him on the timing boards, of course, Q3 will be the one that decides it at this rate. But we will see. We all know how crucial qualifying is to a circuit such as Monaco. I am muted. I don't know how long I've been muted for, but apparently I am muted. I can only apologise for that. But Imri tops the session. Thank you to Imri for pointing that out to me in the chat. Oh, that's embarrassing. Landlord second, James in third, Pope fourth, Che fifth, Curtis sixth, Grumio seventh, Webbsy eighth, Flying Duck ninth, and Cot will round out your top 10. And then Ethan, JB, Obsessed Gamer, Soul Darkness, and Cotton Goblin all finally into their session in this one. And we're going now to the top 10 shootout. No clue how long I've been muted for. And I'm being told now by several people that I haven't muted. Well, that is, that's embarrassing. I can only apologise for that. Feel free to laugh down in the chat. That was quite awful. But it's time now for the shootout. This decides it all. Who will start from pole? This is where the true speed comes into play. Perhaps the circuit where qualifying is most crucial on the calendar here in the Principality of Monaco, under the lights at night. So it's been a long time since I've done that. Since I've been muted for an extended period of time. I'm not sure how long I was muted for, so again, apologies there. But I am back now, and we'll be able to carry on into Q3. Everyone is coming out as they normally do for their first runs of the session. Pope is the first car out on the racetrack. Telemetry on for this one. We'll get a bit more look into just what goes into a lap telemetry wise. Of course, the big thing we've focused on so far this season in terms of during qualifying is, of course, ERS. Now, with the obviously returning of the ERS management systems for players to control themselves and not just being overtake and medium. Of course, now we can turn it off completely or set it to a hot lap mode, which is obviously good for use in qualifying. But in terms of when to bash the overtake button and go to the limit in terms of speed, especially a circuit like this, I have to keep an eye on the use of overtake this time around for Pope to see just what he goes for on a typical lap. Of course, ERS management during the race will also be crucial, which is the one DRS owned circuit. Crucial just for general pace throughout the 39 laps. But here's Pope now. Starting his first lap of the session, the first lap for anyone in Q3. Overtake deployed into hot laps as he reaches turn 1. But overtake back on as he goes up the hill towards Casino. Got obviously keep things off here. Keeps it on hot lap, perhaps the shorter straights. We'll see it back on him again. We'll see overtake back on, I assume, when we hit the tunnel. The more ERS you can say here, the better. There's both Mercedes cars in your picture. As Imri looks to go 3 for 3 in terms of session topping. Of course, we've seen Imri in the past. Definitely different tactics in terms of deploy for ERS, which I assume we'll see a bit more of during the race today. Yellow flag, and it looks to be Curtis who may have had an off going towards the hairpin. Oh, Pope with a tap to the outside wall there, but keeps it under control, keeps it under wraps. Through Rascas, slows the game, and now back on the throttle again off the last corner. We'll see what the first time to beat in the session is. 1 minute 8.224. What can Imri do? Imri doesn't go first, he goes second. 1 minute 8.3. And Grumio fastest now. First time for 1 minute 7s all night. 1 minute 7.8. All of a sudden, the Haas cars have turned up and they're here to fight. Lala goes P4, 1 minute 8.5. But Grumio is now looking to stand back on business once again, as he often does in qualifying. And while we'll likely never see the likes of his his qualifying count in season 14, back on F1 22, in which he nabbed 18 or 19 pole positions from the race across the season. I doubt we'll ever see that from him again, but it's good to see that he hasn't lost a yard of pace qualifying wise. First, the next car comes towards the line here. Webbs is the next car through. He'll be the 5th one set time. P5 was in 1 minute 9.049. Duck's the only one who's out on a time lap that's yet to have set one. Into the Raskas once more. A low 9 here. 1 minute. Oh, high 9. 1 minute 9.8. Slowest time so far. James 18.066 in his first sector as Che lets him go. We'll see from here just what James has in store, because like I said, the real pace comes out in this session. So on board, and here we go through the last sector into the swimming pool. In the round swimming pool. Good exit there. Very strong run through the chicane. And looking now for the last two corners. Off the last one. Good traction on the exit towards the line. Can he get 1 minute 8 in? 1 minute 1 minute 7.849. James is here to play now. And Pope and Imrie all of a sudden have their work cut out for them as Imrie re-emerges back on the racetrack. Imrie now all of a sudden, after topping the first few sessions, may have realised that he's not going to have it all his own way. And the man is looking for redemption today, a la Ricciardo in 2018. Oh, a spinner there. That's Che at the entry going into the Lowe's hairpin. And that was very, very close to disaster for Imrie and for Che. Of course, yet to set a lap time. Caught in the last corner, laps invalid, so we'll go again. Curtis on a time lap, Che on a time lap. James into the pit lane here. Of course, we haven't seen much from Koch so far today. He's had a relatively quiet session, but perhaps Q3 will be where he turns up the heat. Oh, and there he goes. Off into the barrier there. And he's got to give us a turnaround quickly here. And at the cost of a decent part of his wing. Cott has to go back into the pit lane with the 5 minutes he's got left. Curtis, another invalidation there. He's got to go for another effort. Cott will have time for, I think, just perhaps the one, but maybe two solid laps once he re-emerges. Let's change that wing fast and get him back on the circuit. But Grumio on pole right now. Here comes Imrie. He's 4 tenths up. Going, oh, and there is Cott again. Maybe it's the pit lane, but Imrie's undeterred. And he goes to put himself back on pole again by 4 tenths. Imrie, 1 minute 7.465. And now the Mercedes cars are well and truly in the fight for pole position once more. Pope starts his lap. Can he help to lock out the front row for the Silver Arrows, who've had such a decent string of races here? After such a poor start to the season for them. I think a few races ago, those guys were sitting bottom of the Constructors' Championship. They're now up here fighting in P3 and looking at in the championship, looking at pole position in Monaco, which is crucial, as I keep on saying. Curtis across the line now, 1 at 16.4. It's enough for P8 right now. I can see the Haas team getting ready to send Grumio back out. Here he comes, Grumio whose time has now been usurped by Imri's. He's got just under 3 minutes to set what will have to be only described as the lap of his life here. Pope towards the line. Pope stays in 4th. Improves to 1 minute 7.9, but stays 4th fastest. There goes Che. Imri retiring here. I don't think he's crashed it, has he? I think he's just put it back in the pit lane. Yep, he's in the pits. Okay, right. So that is that's a relief. I thought it was something he crashed on the main straight. That could have been a concern for those guys about. Curtis goes P6 there. 2 minutes to go in this session, and Imri, should Grumio beat him, will now have no response. He's banking entirely on the Hassman not getting well up on his time. Defending winner of the championship and of this race. And this one lap could make potentially our pole sitter. Here we go. It's a very slight grace to the wall there out of turn 1. Focus towards the line again, doesn't improve. And he's backed off. Okay, so he's going to go for one more lap here. Here's James. He's going to have time for one more himself. Cott still waiting on that effort to get himself up the order. It's P7 and P10 for the Sauers right now. Websy and P7. Made that P8 is Flying Duck improves. Pope invalidated him in his last lap. Has he got enough time to get himself back to the line, or is he going to call it here for P4? Can he do anything? Grumio has got going for one more effort. Landlord's 2 seconds down. He might make it back. Pope retiring, so he's calling it there for P4. Will Landlord get back in time for the flag? Give those Haas cars one last effort. It's going to be very tense. He makes it with a few seconds to spare. Can Webcott make it too? He doesn't make it. Goes P7 in the end. And now we lie in wait. Webb's in the pits. Next car through will be Grumio, who's a 10th up. He needs about 4 of them. Very close to that inside barrier. Grazes the wall, improving by 2/10. He's a bit more in this last sector, but it could be on. This speed of whole time from the reigning champion. Into Raskasi comes. Pressure's on now. Can he do it? Towards the line. He doesn't do it. Up by 2.5 tenths. Landlord is down. Che towards the line. Che will not improve. And this looks like Imri's day once again. Second straight pole position here at Monaco for Imri. As Landlord crosses the line. Mercedes beat Haas. But there's still a race to come. Imri tops all 3 sessions and nabbed pole here for Monaco. Grumio will start from second. He'll start second and run towards the first corner. James in third, get to watch all the fireworks into turn 1. Pope 4th, Landlord 5th, he's right there amongst the mid-pack. Chase 6th, Connor 7th, Curtis 8th, Flying Duck 9th, and Websy rounds at your top 10. So that's the top half of your starting order, that's your qualifying results. And we're in now for 39 laps of racing at the Monaco Grand Prix. We'll be back in a few minutes. Here we go then. Time for the Monaco Grand Prix. Round 8 of the championship here in the Racers Driving League Season 17. And if you just missed qualifying, you missed out because that was a fantastic hour or so of timed running. But now it's all down to who's got the speed to lead. Here's a look at the circuit. The graphic, as always, designed by our very own JB to replicate the broadcast package from the 2000s. Tight circuit, virtually unchanged since its inception in the late 20s. Number of different winners here in recent years. In recent years, the circuit's been dominated by that of Red Bull, in particular Max Verstappen, but Leclerc, the defending winner of this race now in Formula 1. Grumio took the win here last season after a late disconnect from Imola with 10 laps to go, forced him into the pit lane for a fresh set of hard tyres, only for him to reconnect as he left the pit lane. So bad timing for him there. And Grumio took advantage of the strategy changed from Red Bull's Grovey and went on to take the victory here at this very circuit, this time last season. Imri on pole once again, and I've already likened him once to Daniel Ricciardo this evening in the sense that he is now looking to take retribution and earn his redemption at a circuit which was cruel to him a season ago now, thanks to tyre strategy. But we'll have a look now at the starting grid going into today's race. So Courtney Goblin starts dead last from P15 on the grid. Oh, and that's a big smash already from JB off the line. Recovers it, no damage done. Courtney Goblin wanted 2 starts on the soft tyres this first stint. Soul Darkness lines up P14 on the outside of row 7. Assess Gamer alongside him. 2 drivers who haven't raced the circuit in this league here. That's what they've got in the locker after qualifying. JB lines up in P12, but he of course has to get himself back into his position now after that very unexpected spin, to say the very least. Oh, another shunt there. That could be disqualification from the lap. Oh, that's 2 disqualifications. Obsessed Gamer, Ethan, and Soul Darkness. Ethan starts 11th on the hard tyres. Into the top 10 now. Websy lines up P10. P9 is Flying Duck, both on medium tyres. 8th is Curtis, who of course took a few shots to get himself up into the top 10, but of course did get there and nabbed a solid spot on the grid. Cott lines up P7. A lot of validation to the Sauber. Keep an eye on him in terms of any potential track limits penalties tonight. Che in 6th, second week reserving. Of course, last week ran with the front runners, but didn't quite take the win, but he's up there all race long, to keep an eye out for him. Landlord starts from 5th place on the mediums. Pope starts in 4th on the soft tyre. Former winner here. Of course, thanks again to him to do the live quali lap commentary in Q1. James starts up third place, leading the championship by 29 to Landlord. Looking to increase those points today. And Grumio starts in 2nd, the defending winner of this race and the reigning series champion. And Imri, who, as I say, is looking to get his win in this race. He's done a lot of practice, and it all builds up now to the next 39 laps, which could be the defining laps of his RDL career thus far. 2 victories to his name as Imri, looking for a 3rd, and looking for his first win of the season as Courtney Goblin lines from the last spot here on the grid. And where's he lining up to? So here come the lights for the Monaco Grand Prix here in Season 17 of the Racers Driving League. And let's light it up, foot to the floor. We're underway here in the Principality. Decent getaway there. Oh, near contact. There goes James up into both cars in turn 1. James to lead. Grumio has second, contact in the back. And that is Websy, who has had a scuffle with Soul Darkness. And Seth Games got caught up in it as well. Very chaotic start in the first couple of corners. James leads away. Then what a start. Where did he come from there? Yellow flag as Imri is out. Big crash for the back. And several cars shunted in that. Grumio out as well. And the race over for Imri and Grumio at the first couple of corners. The 2 front row starters losing their places off the line. What on earth has happened there? Safety car is deployed. I'm unsure if we'll call a restart for that. Red flag has been called. Red flag called by, and a lobby restart has been called by JB. So those guys will get a lifeline here, and that'll do it then. So we'll be back in a few minutes' time. But wow, what a start! Well, thank you guys for waiting for the minute. We'll get back on the way shortly. In the meantime, we've got we've got a returning visitor, Pope. You seem to keep coming back here. Do I keep leaving food out by accident?
Say again?
You seem to keep on coming back here. You miss me like way too much, don't you?
No, not really.
Ah, okay. Well, how'd you go then? Oh, and
No, it's just I just felt like I'd chill up here for a bit. You know, everyone's gonna be discussing what happened in the paddock, but I'm here, locking in, having a good time. Vodka Coke. Pope's happy.
Surely that's not the ideal drink of choice when you're about to drive a league race, Pope. And given it's Monaco.
Bro, it calms you down. Don't worry.
Okay, you know what? You know you've won this race before. I will not question your methods. I won't question you. But while you are here, can I just get your opinion on? Because I mean, you had I can only assume it's a front row seat. What happened there? What happened from your end?
Bit more than front row. It felt like 5D. Oh my lord. So restart really good. Annoyingly, my tactics kind of been off show now, which is a bit annoying. Like that's the only thing when it happens. Restart. It's going on the soft tyres for me. They are the strongest tyres to start on. Tyre wear's not too bad around here, and everything matters on that restart. I know what my strategy is. I'm not going to tell anyone, obviously. But yeah, really strong start. Thought I could have got Imri. I thought Imri might have just said, like, look, he's on the soft tyres. He's going to have to pit early. I'll let him pass. But fair play. Good little battle up the hill. And then, yeah, because Imri just, like, turned 90 degrees somehow off the restart. It was kind of crazy, actually.
I assume he let the tyre stop from the start.
Very bizarre. Like, you don't normally see that from an F1 car. And then, obviously, at turn 3, I think Grumio hit the wall, and then Imri, obviously, was right up the gearbox, hit the wall as well. Obviously, couldn't go anywhere with Grumio. I just slammed on the brakes, somehow got away with that with no damage, which is kind of crazy. And obviously, like, for me personally, it's a shame that we've had a red flag, because I was in P2. I felt really comfortable against the rest of the grid. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the Constructors' Championship right now, even though this is giving me a bit more confidence to go for that Drivers' Championship. The Constructors is the main priority, and I need Imri in that race because he's P1. and we can easily get 26 points and hopefully be on the podium later on in the race.
We'll have to see what happens. I mean, of course, we'll have to, in Imri's case, I hope he doesn't have the sort of start that he had last time around, though. But James shot up the order. To be fair, I didn't actually see him go through. The camera angles was quite poor on the start, so I didn't actually see how he got such a good start.
Say again, sorry.
So, because obviously James shot through and took the lead at the first corner, but I don't actually see how good he got away because the cameras were awful. Did you see it?
So, I think me and James actually had pretty equal starts. Maybe I'd say a slight bit better, obviously on the better tyre. And I was up behind him. Obviously, Imri was out to the side of the wall, so we were able to both pass him. And then Grumio, we've said this in the commentary booth for the past few seasons, not the strongest on race starts. So, I think that kind of played into his advantage, and he was off and away. And in a way, I'm kind of glad because if he goes, then it's going to be very, very hard to catch up to James. We know that.
Without doubt, yeah. Well, it looks like we're ready to go again, so I may have to cut you off for a bit there. But any predictions for the race?
Touch me Pope, going to pit lap 1 onto the hard tyres, carrying him for the rest of the race, and he's going to finish first.
You just said
watch your space.
You just said you had a hide your strategy, you just said on the screen.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
You're not very smart, are you, Pope?
Nah, mate.
That's why there's league racing.
Well,
right,
everyone knows what I'm doing now.
Well,
that's why I do league racing.
Well, we'll let you handle that. But yeah, good luck in the second restart. In the restart, we'll see what happens from there.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. Enjoy the stream, guys.
Alright, so that was Pope, and we can now jump into the second race start shortly. But that was chaos there, if I'm completely honest. But apologies there for the wait, but we are back up and running now, as we can look forward to what should be a very entertaining race indeed. Okay, so once we get loaded back up, get back on the screen. Have a look at the circuit itself here, it's while we've got a moment. Of course, 19 corners here. The speed trap going just down into the chicane at turn 10. Lots of stuff to look out for in the circuit. Of course, we do always do a night race here, which is often a popular choice from the higher ups in the RDL. As we are now getting ready to go in about a minute and a half's time, we'll be racing, running up at 8:09 exactly. So it'll be about 30 seconds in there, and I assume we'll go for another formation lap. That hasn't been called for a run with that one. But hopefully the start will be a little bit cleaner from all those in there. Let me know your thoughts down in the chat and the stream so far, and who do you think is going to win this race? Because I think, again, Imri, I think, was the favourite going into this one, but then you saw the getaway he made off the line, and now we have the information from Pope. It looks as though he may have just lit up the rear tyres on the getaway, and from that, he's then lost position. But he'll be hoping that now he's got a lifeline chance here. He'll be hoping that he can make it back up from there and maintain his position at the start this time. And I assume we'll get a formation lap going in a second. Just waiting now for that second round of formation lap. Again, everyone's tired of the temperature. Nice and easy. And then from there, we will see. I believe we also have another driver actually in the race for the minute, and that will be Daniel Aaron, who has managed to join us later on. So we now have 16 cars in the race. Of course, we've been over the starting grid already, but is there any change in tyres? We have one change here. Courtney Goblin was on the soft tyres for the start. He's now on the hards, leaving Pope as the only one still on soft. Although, if he actually is planning to go for hard for 38 laps, then by all means good luck to him, but Imri and Grumio in particular with a second chance. James perhaps a bit more frustrated given that he took the lead off the start, but we'll have to see if he can replicate what he did on that first attempt. Imri getting around at speed here, looking to perhaps get a bit of time on the cars around him. At this point, I will just stop by and plug the channel before we get back underway with racing. We had a subscriber already in this stream, so thank you to whoever that was. Feel free to subscribe. It of course helps us out an awful lot here, both for these streams and of course my own personal endeavours. So Thank you very much for watching so far, and I hope you do subscribe. We are closing in on 1,700. So we can perhaps hit that this month, who knows. But we'll see if the month of August can be good to us. And of course, thank you guys so much for the, if you were here for the last stream at Imola, that stream now sits as the most popular live stream ever on this channel in terms of views. So thank you very much for that. And we've broken the record for views twice in the last 2 races, so hoping for more of the same here, but you never know. It might not. Let's wait and see. As everyone now lining up on the grid, there goes Cott, who fell back a little bit on his initial run. Cotton Goblin and Daniel Aaron now taking the last spots on the grid. Daniel Aaron a bit too far forward there. Keeps under control as everyone now into place. Here come the lights for the second attempt at the restart here in Monaco. Lights out, foot to the floor. We are on the way. Emery gets away clean this time, but here comes James on the inside now, looking for the lead at turn number 1. James this time once again looking to go through. He's side by side with Emery as they come charging up the hill. Who takes the lead here? Yellow flag behind them. They're still side by side. Into Casino, dead even. Neither one of them giving the edge here. And into the left-hander, sorry, the right-hander rather. Emery around the outside, looking to lead by half a corner. Yellow flag further back. That's Success Gamer, who's fallen to the back. James around the outside into the lowest hairpin for the first time. Emery is there to the point. Retakes the lead as contact again. And James has been one who's been hung out to dry there on the outside. A big traffic jam. 10 seconds for illegal blocking. And the VSC deployed very early on. Grumio now over the lead. Pope in second, Landon third, and Emery in fourth. Well. A very eventful start once again. Grumio takes full advantage and just says, thank you very much, I'll go dance get me inside of the area and just simply take the lead back of the race. And Pope now to second place. Now, will he actually go for that stop into hard tyres? He's going to stay out. The red flag goes back out, though. We're back to racing here. Now, imagine James has got damage here. In he comes. In comes the championship leader. Webb's in as well. Emery's got damage too, so those guys all making changes here and go back on the racing again. A lot of work to do for these guys here, but those hard tyres, I imagine, could go to the end. Potentially. As the leaders though, Grumio leads them from Pope in second, Lau third, Chain now to Chain the Williams now. So he's changed his car, I think, to accommodate Daniel Aaron, who's now up to P9 here. So fantastic start from the Aston Martin driver. Emery in P11 now, James down in dead last, keys away. That's still that 10-second penalty. Pope now right on the gearbox. Grumio, a bit of a lock up from the reigning champion as they charge through the chicane. Yellow flag for the back, and that is flying duck out already. And he's crashed it there on the exit of the chicane at turn 10, at turns 9 and 10. First retiree, RB's race has fallen apart here. Pope into the pit lane here for those hard tyres now, so we'll change onto those. Che looking to do the same. Let's move to JB into P5, into P4 now. Webbsy is up in upper place. So Pope and Che now in quite good positions. It's a Haas 1-2 here, as Grumio now leads Landlord by 2 seconds. Curtis third, 4 back. JB fourth. But RB's race, the championship leaders, now occupying the last 2 places. Emery back up to P8 now, so getting back to low. VSC is deployed once again. Dan and Ethan both in. Obsessed Gamer drive through for speeding under the virtual safety car. He's there in P11, but have to serve that. Grumio leads again. So 2 Mercedes cars look to be locked into those tyres for the duration, perhaps sort of a late safety car. But we'll see now just what happens in the remainder of this race. But I think the ambitions of the RB and Mercedes teams have been slaughtered quite early on here. The race now falls into the Haas team's hands, and Grumio will now start to extend his lead. He's only got up to 3 seconds over Landlord, and now Curtis is closing on Landlord. He's about 3 seconds back from the 3-time series champion. JB up in 4th. Websy right behind him. Could see some DRS comes play here for the first time. And Will down the main straight. Websy going to pull to the... Not going to make a move just yet, but Pope advancing on the pair of them. So he's going to go for a move. It needs to be soon. Before Pope goes in like a shark waiting for the kill. Which is quite amusing to be fair. That Mercedes does look a little bit like a shark if you squint at it. Just the right way. But Websy there stuck behind JB, who's now conducting a 3-car train down towards the Lowe's hairpin. Grimmer now 3.5 to good. JB 8 back from Curtis right now. It's quite well off the leaders. But Pope is looking around for an opening. You saw a bit of a slide there. Che in P7, 2.5 seconds off these guys, and Imri now in P8. So the majority of cars now all stopped. 8 cars have stopped. Sorry, 8 cars have not stopped, 7 of them have. James sets the fastest lap, so James not getting back on the move on those medium tyres. But a lot of gap to close in, thanks to that 10-second penalty. And Grimmer now setting it for himself, so a lot of work for these guys to do. There is your position change from the start of this Grand Prix. The driver is getting the most so far. It is actually JB who's up 8 places, but could be 7 now. Side by side through turn 1. Let's keep an eye on this fight. James has lost the most places, down 12. Side by side, the McLaren and Sauber, 2 veterans of the series of the game. JB gets the edge on this occasion. Imri sets the fastest lap, so he's getting back to work too. The gap for him to the leader, currently sitting at 28.5 seconds. Pope now finds a way inside. Just to be careful going through the hairpin, and that's how you take it too wide. Excellent driving from the pair of them there, but Pope gets away, makes the move, which is arguably a bit more impressive. And now it's full range to try hunting JB's McLaren. Flying duck disconnecting, calling it a day there. Unfortunate for him to be retiring this early on. Grimio, 5 seconds clears, he ends up 5 and starts lap 6. Curtis closing the gap on Lamb on him. Not sure if Lamb's got damage, it doesn't look like he has. But Curtis naturally faster than him at this point. He's actually gaining time. Decent rate of knots here. Imri also getting to work here. That practice now looking to have to make that pay off. So darkness, 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Che now passing Websy as well. And Pope around the tail end of JB. Down towards the right hander leading into the hairpin. Look at him really pushing the issue here as Websy gets back around Che. Imri now 7 seconds behind these guys. He's on the move looking to make things up. JB, the best thing he can do right now for himself is just keep Pope at bay for as long as he can. Grimio fastest lap once again. He's 6 seconds clear. He's getting about a stack of the lap so far. Pope looking for some kind of angle he can use to get past. DRS to pull over from once again using his overtake, as is JB. Pope to the outside here, relying on a bit of toe in the back, and the rear wing will be open as well. Oh, around he goes! Almost goes around, saves it. Oh, Websy's around to the back on there. That's damage for the Sauber. End plate loss for Websy. Hopefully it won't hinder him too much. These 4 cars, what a spectacular chase this has been so far. Yellow flag, sector 2, and that's Curtis around. At the same place where I binned it in Create Series F2. That brings up memories. He recovered it though, but may find himself getting caught quite quickly by JB's express chain. Now pushing through the tunnel, but Pope looking to take charge of this train, which is broken up a little bit here. Pope to the inside. We'll look at the inside for a second. Trying to force JB into an error. He will force JB into an error. There he goes around the outside. Can Pope take away P4? Yes, he can. Good move from the former Monaco winner to get himself back into 4th place. Che practically shoving Websy around the circuit here. He's that tucked up behind the Sauber. And Imrie now just 4 seconds back from these guys. James has closed the gap to Obsessed Gamer. So we'll start now working out the order. Looking good for Landlord right now. He'll gain 18 points in the World Championship on James should things stay as they are. Curtis still in P3 with Pope now 2 seconds back. He already gained a second and a half on JB. Big lock up from the Alpine as you saw there. Shane Webb's still going at it. Oh, contact. Obviously with the hairpin. Oh, that was very close to the outside wall. The inside wall rather for Che, who gets through the place. Imrie 1.7 behind these guys now. Keep an eye on that silver arrow, yellow flag, and that is, I believe that is Obsessed Gamer letting the race leader go. As Grimio now puts James a lap down. That will be, I imagine, be the first and last time you see that all season, given how good James has been in the first portion of this campaign. Pope now looking to pass Curtis. He will pass Curtis around the outside into Raskas. So Mercedes then aren't quite dead and buried then. Pope has already made his stop, as has Imrie. If those guys can manage their tyres to the end, as Pope is claiming that he can. Oh, Cott's out. He's crashed in the same place Flying Duck has. Good recovery from Solar Darkness. Keep it away from the stricken Sauber on the exit of the chicane. Cott's car despawned. 2 retirees now. We're down to 14 cars in this race. Che now looking to press JB into a mistake. Let's pull away from Websy. Imrie now right on the Sauber's tail. And you can see the pace that Imrie's got today starting to shine through. As he seeks his first victory here at Monaco. Of course, last season at this point, he was still hunting for his first series victory. He's got 2 wins to his name, 1 from Hungary last season and 1 from Qatar. Oh, attack to the wall there from Reno. Damage done to the end plate. So carry on. And Pope will now start working on chasing the leaders. 14 seconds to Landlord. How will he close it in? That fastest lap will help him massively there. If he doesn't catch him, an extra bonus point for the championship will also come to play for Mercedes. Because Imrie's been fast throughout the evening, given he topped all 3 qualifying sessions. James is to P13 now, thanks to the extra time and the pass of Obsessed Gamer. He's now working on chasing Daniel Aaron in the Aston Martin, who is there in the chicane. And Landlord right now is there coming into the chicane himself. Grimio is the car separating James from Dan. After 10 laps, the pace has waned a little bit from Grimio. He's still holding an 8.4 second gap to the minute to his teammate. Pope now getting half a second since we last saw him. He's on 13.4, 13.3, 13.2. Constant improvement there. Look at the silver arrows fly. Imrie now around Websy looking to hunt down Che. Che has also been quite quick this circuit in the past. He's done fantastically to jump into his reserve appearances on the new game and still perform. But JB is held at bay. Pope sets the fastest lap again on minute 10.9. Pope is good on those hard tyres. Che to the outside of JB now, who may concede another place at turn 1. Yes, he will. Che locks up but gets the place, and that's job done for him. He can now try and pull away as Imrie now looks to hunt down the papaya man himself. Pope to get now 12.2 seconds to Landlord. Che 7.3 back. JB and Imrie both still within DRS range of that train. Websy now 2.3 behind, but still in P7, so in a solid place right now. Curtis in P8, having made a change onto another set of hard tyres. Courtney Goblin 9th and Ethan Round your top 10 right now, but Soul Darkness just 3 seconds back from those guys. Courtney seeking some more points for Ferrari to get themselves closer to being off the foot of the table. Of course, just the one Ferrari in the race today. Red J not here with us. Of course, we always enjoy Red J's presence, especially in the interviews after the race. Courtney Goblin disconnects it. As I say that, Obsessed Gamer in the pit lane here. They're looking for a wing change. Yes, he is. End plate lost on the Aston Martin. He serves a penalty. 10 seconds to now change the tyres. And there he goes now away. 10 seconds for Grumio now to Landlord. Pope 11 back, so the pace again is dropped off a little bit for him, but he's still got a solid amount of race to go. Imrie right on the back of JB. Che has now pulled 4 seconds from the McLaren. Now rejoins, still keeping Ethan at bay for the minute, so his AI's done a fantastic job there for the moment. Ethan can't find a way around it, but there he goes down the inside, looking for a move. Close to contact, these two. We're on 1990s battle, yellow flag. And that is for Soul Darkness, who's gone off for the runoff. Recovers it. Comes out behind Daniel Aaron. Has he got damage? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he just locked up as Imrie makes the pass on JB for P5. The gap for him now, 33 seconds to the race leader. And with 26 laps still to go in this race. So Grumio and Lando will obviously still have to stop here during this Grand Prix. So I assume we'll see those guys in sort of looking around lap 15, 16, then go hard to the flag. Of course, those guys are pitted in the early goings. The tyre wear will be off the cliff for them towards the end of the race. Everyone quite separated for the minute. Connie Goblin and Ethan the closest fight here for P9. And Ethan not getting around Connie Goblin for now. James up to P11 now on those medium tyres. How long can he take those before making a stop? He's lost an end plate, so he's going without damage for the minute. Still doing a good job. Closing the gap to Daniel Aaron, to Ethan. Daniel Aaron 8.6 behind him. So when the Haas cars do pit, Pope should inherit the lead. He's 19 seconds back from the top spot right now. And there goes Landlord. It's perhaps signifying the start of the change for the Haas team. Landlord's in. Pope will take P2. Hard tyres going on to Landlord. He'll make it. Probably go try to go to the end on those. Imrie now coming up right behind the Haas. So now we put right on his toes almost immediately here. Now we see Grumio in as he comes through to try and put a few more cars a lap down and stay out. Looking to put a lap on Ethan and Courtney Goblin with, I believe that is Obsessed Games in front of them. Yes it is, in P14. So Darkness moves that way for Pope. Pope now 18.9 seconds back from Grumio. Che there in third, yellow flag, and that is Websy's heading off. Lost his wing, luckily no one else around him, but Curtis will get a place out of that. Shouldn't even recommend his change, so I imagine he will. He's been on those medium tyres for 14 laps so far. Imrie closing the gap to Landlord with that DRS, but not going to go for a move just yet. Look at him moving around, trying to find some kind of chance here. Websy being passed over by Curtis. As Websy makes a change now for that wing. Penalties served first. With that served, he can now press on. Being passed by both Courtney Goblin and Ethan. Now by James as well. So everything out of the points. So Darkness out. VSC deploy. That's a full safety car's out. That's a nasty place to crash it. But the safety car's now been deployed. And Pope has got the ideal moment there. They're going to switch to medium tyres. Was that godsend for the former series champion and former winner getting the Principality? Imrion's fresh hards. And Grumio, for all that lead he built, now what may have it potentially, or will have it neutralised completely. And while I imagine he should still emerge in front of those guys, staying out long enough has just about done it for him. So 3 cars now at the race. 3 cars of 3 different teams. In comes Grumio now. Tyres on. And back into the race now. They will Che pit as well. He'll stay out, so of course he's the one who's more at risk for track position. Grumio though moves back out behind the safety car. Cotton Gold and Ethan will form behind him. Unsure if they'll be able to overtake the safety car given that their lap's down. I doubt it. Pope now on fresh mediums, Imri now on fresh hards. Landlord on still on relatively fresh hard tyres. But Grumio at the head of the train here, while Che will have 3 cars to move out of the way before he can start to chase the Haas. So as you get towards the halfway point of this race, Haas has handed this win to Grumio for the minute. So we'll go through your order here as it stands. So Grumio leads the way, followed by Che in second, so it's to pit. Or it's put onto a fresher tyre. Didn't pit during the safety car. Loud in third, Pope fourth, Imri now fifth. JB down to sixth in the end. We're still doing solid right now. Curtis in seventh, Connie eighth, Ethan ninth, and Daniel Aaron down the points. Gaming James has got a chance to try and have some more places here in P11. Websy 12 and Obsessed Gamer in P13. Once he joins the end of the train, we're able to start racing once again. But Che now has 3 cars to navigate before we can even think about taking Grumio on. Landlord there has got an extra car between him and Che. Hope there in 4th place and Imri in 5th. Those guys all together. Actually, I think another 3 cars between. It is 3 cars for separating those guys again. So that made the job of the cars behind that a little bit harder. So Grumio's lead is really able to help them. Che doesn't take a penalty for ignoring yellow flag, which is an odd one. This game are almost catching up here, so we won't be able to get a restart. Not on this lap, on the next one perhaps. Gremio perhaps in a golden position that you wouldn't get very often here in Monaco. In a place where he could very easily just ride off into the sunset and win this Grand Prix. Given those cars there behind him, sort of as a barricade from the rest of the pack, as Daniel Aaron pits here, that'll put both Aston Martins at the bottom of the order. So this game are now re-emerging, that'll put them up into P12. I think he's run with an end plate missing here. The Aston Martin at the back of the pack. So we'll see here just what Gremio can make of this restart. He's going to need a good pull away in order to really start to work on rebuilding his advantage. Now he's on fresh hards and we know he'll definitely make the end of the race. Pope is a bit more of a question mark here because he's on those mediums now because of course the plan for him was to go full hards right towards the flag. But that safety car is giving him the right opportunity to come in for a set of mediums. But so can he push those a bit harder than perhaps than the guys around can push theirs? Or can he push them less given that he's got to make tyres that will go for a short distance last the rest of the race more or less? Has he shot himself in the foot for this change? I have to wait and see, but Gremio will lead them for now. He'll dictate the pace, he'll choose when to go. If he catches everyone napping, especially Courtney Goblin there in front of him, that'll be a big pull for everyone behind. As Lando will Chase still runs in second, but it's got his teammate in the way there, not to mention. And Gremio goes, there he goes, away. On to lap 21. 19 laps to go here in Monaco. And Gremio will start pulling away here, start getting to work. Blue flag's now in effect, which means he's got to find a suitable place to let Che and the cars behind go. Oh, it's like, for some reason it's still calling, I thought there was something going on there. No. For some reason, the safety car button is still off. If I pause, then I'm bored. No, it does nothing for it. Okay, we'll carry on. Gremio there. Now 2.4 to the good, but Chase it one more car to go. That's Courtney Goblin, who will no doubt let him through. And now Che can start hunting. There he goes away. Landlord 2.4 back. Pope behind him. Imrie behind him. Big look up. Courtney Goblin off the circuit there. Rejoined. Che now has that 10-second penalty for illegal blocking, which should no doubt get removed at the flag. But in a tough place here. We might really be able to stop again because it will make him serve that 10 seconds, and that could cost him hugely. DRS now enabled. Ethan out the way, allowing Landlord to poke through, allowing Imrie through as well. So for those guys, the gap has been closed massively here. But there's still a lot of work to do. I remember Courtney Goblin also in the way of these guys, not to mention Gaming James, who waited in P8. And we'll have to let those guys through. For now, he's content to ride about up here. Landlord passing Pope, or Pope passing Landlord, they're going side by side. On the exit, Pope wrestles his way past, looking downstairs and takes the place away. Pope back on the podium. Oh, there goes Imrie around. Up in front of the pack. Everyone lucky to avoid him, but he got too close behind those other guys. VSC deployed once again. And Imrie now with no wing. VSC is out. That might spell the end of the Monaco dream for Imrie. Under that pit, wait for the green flag. Che is closing the gap. He's down to 1.4 seconds, now 1.5. They get back in line with the delta now. It's 2.7 seconds, 2.8, 2.9, 3 seconds. We had to avoid a penalty there. The delta painfully slow here at Monaco. Has to be said. So wait for the green flag here to get us back underway. We're making the change there onto a fresh set of medium tyres and a wing to go with it. Now almost about half a lap off the lead. Oh, Che, big lock up there. Green flag. Obsessed Gamer drive through. Speeding under the VSCs, but just caught under the delta there. And Grimio now sees perhaps his second win of the season now in sight. Driver who hasn't won since the opening race in Bahrain. His point tally sits at 54 at the minute, 40 points back from his teammate, which I think is the largest we've seen that gap in a long time. Still got quite a bit of racing to go. Lando about a second off Pope right now. JB running in the fifth spot. Thanks to all the chaos around him, he's managed to put himself into a place where he couldn't have 10 points. Curtis back there, right behind him, looking to challenge. Imrie now getting to work on chasing down those two. He's 21.5 seconds back. Can he close that gap down by the end of the race? Yellow flag. Oh, and that's Che. Che's got around. Recovers it. Always up in front of the pack there. Gets us up moving it down to P6, and Grimio will now breathe another sigh of relief knowing that his closest competitor is 6.2 seconds back, but that closest competitor is Pope, who's won this race before. To my memory, Che's always won this race before. I could be wrong though. I believe he won this race back in season 14. Grimio fastest lap there, another bit away from Pope. But can Pope get it back? He can! And now the pressure's on. 1 minute 10.351. Che's got damage. He'll have to pit. He is pitting. Changing on to that set of medium tyres. Go to the end. And that 10-second penalty for blocking. James is the fastest lap now. That penalty that Che got now is going to hinder him massively here. As he's the last car on the lead lap, he will only fall as low as P7. Yellow flags, it's 2, and that is Curtis who's heading off. Recovers it, but damage done to that wing. What a Celtic race this has been. Pope now hunting Grimio, 5.4 seconds of the gap. The purple 6-2 looks fit as well. Comes Grimio off the last corner. Can he set fastest up again? He won't. But Pope might. Pope doesn't set it, but improves. Yellow flag again. That looks like JB. No, it was okay, but where does he get around him? Curtis into the pit lane here. I mean, Imrie gets P5 back. That'll push him up past at this rate. Definitely past PJ and Flying Duck, but not past JB, who will score 12 points this stands. That'll put him up, I believe, as high as P6 in the championship. So up 2 places. Breaks the tie of Flying Duck on 40 and passes Curtis on 40. Actually, Curtis is scoring points, so it'll be close there. We'll have to wait and see. Curtis is scoring 8 points right now. And JB still has that penalty to think about. 3 seconds. Grimio though, 5.6 seconds to gap. And at this point, knowing that Pope is definitely burning his tyres up, they'll just cruise it home. Oh, the action goes on behind. Che right behind Curtis. These two both have to make stops for damage. Look at him, practically shoving Curtis through the tunnel now into the inside of the chicane. And I'll take the place nice and easy. Wobble there, but keeps the place regardless. P6 for him now. Chase, 13.5 seconds more or less off of JB in 4th. So can still nab 12 points. Aaron, 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Laps to go now when Grimmy hits the line. The race isn't over yet. Hope you could still easily catch him. The gap 5.5 seconds as been for the last few laps. Landlord 5.6 back from him. JB 11 behind Landlord and Imri continuing to close. Curtis out. He's crashed it there at the chicane. He's crashed it in the chicane, from what I can see there. Let's have a look. Oh, you may have clipped that inside one. In that red barrier. That puts him out of the race then, and that'll mean good points for JB, and that'll mean he should overtake Curtis in the championship should things stay as they are. It'll overtake Websy too, by my count. Websy only scoring 2 points at the minute. Chase on it, 1 minute 9.656. That's the fastest lap, I believe. Yes, it is, by quite a way. By 3/10 in it. Grimio starts to open a lead to Pope now. 5.9 seconds to gap. JB holding Gaming James at bay. James still a lap down in P9. 2 points from the minute. Land on the top, gained 13, bringing that gap down to 16 points. Pope putting everything into it right now, but those tyres have no doubt hit the cliff. He's done 12 laps on them already. We've seen through big laps on tyres before this circuit, but doesn't offer them with him taking the win unless he's out front to begin with. So he could be in a bit of trouble right now in terms of chasing Grimio for the lead. Grimio's got to hold on for the next 10 laps here to ensure what looks to be a comfortable victory. Says Gamer out. And he's crashed it at Raskas. Let's get it from Lano's perspective and see where he put it. There he is. Grimio time penalty for track limits, and that'll be where Pope looks to win things today. But that gap's opening now. The hard tyres can keep going. Mannold's still there in 3rd place. Imri still closing the gap to JB. It's down to 5.7 seconds now. He's got 10 laps to close that gap down to P4. Which he has been doing. Romeo now needs to be careful here because if he makes a mistake, those 3 seconds could really pay off for Pope. Looking for a 2nd win in a row. Can't make a mistake. What we've got to do is just keep your head screwed on, and you should be able to finish these last, or now 9 laps. The gap now about 7 seconds from Pope. He's lost a fair bit of time here while his teammate, I'll go into the scale here, 4.2 seconds now the gap, 4.1 to JB. Chase still in 6th. Connie Goblin 7th right now, Webbsy 8th. That could change in a matter of moments here, as Webbsy might try and go for a move in the next few laps. James 3.2 seconds back from these guys. Ethan in the top 10 right now, and Daniel Aaron in the last car, still running in P11. Pope really on the attack here, but it's just not good enough for him. Those medium tyres have seen better days, and right now, this looks like, as I keep saying, this looks like Ramirez's win, short of any more track limits penalties, and that could be where things come into question, or a bit of damage perhaps. Yellow flag, sector 2, up in the hairpin. That looks to be Imri and JB going at it now. Keep an eye on this fight as they race position. Where will Imri make his move? JB defending, side to side. Imri looking for it, trying to force JB into an error. We saw Pope do this in the first third of the race. Imri will be 21 seconds off of Landlord if he gets around JB. Look at the sliding there. On the back of the McLaren as Imri now looks to make his move. Right there behind the McLaren. Can he go for it? Pulls to the outside, but can't quite get within a car length to go for a move. He's now stuck behind JB as he looks for a 4th place finish. We're now well within the closing stage of this Monaco Grand Prix. And we now know for sure it won't be Imri's day, unfortunately for him. The podium looks more or less set here. They're always quite split up. Short of a late safety car, changing the equation. Damien James, 3-second penalty. 7 kill penalties here. So 6 cars, all with 3 seconds. Imri now making the pass on JB up to P4. I doubt he can close 22.5 seconds in 6.5 laps, but 7.5 laps. But we know he's going to try. What can Imri do from here? Can he still get a podium finish? It's unlikely. JB now looks set in stone for P5. Again, all by himself, a bit of a slide there. Those hard tyres won't be too far from hitting the cliff themselves, given how hard he's been pushing them. If we see him start to struggle, then he could be in trouble himself, but he's got 9.4 seconds now. Pope in second, still sat there. It looks like in qualifying, which Mercedes had the edge, but across a race, it's Haas who have the pace. Shade fixes a penalty there. He looks to be, again, also set in stone in P6. Becomes the 7th driver right now to have a penalty. James passing Websy now. Can he take Courtney Goblin too? Of course, those guys, thanks to the penalties, they've all got equal penalties, so they're racing for position here. But Websy, if he stay in range those guys, then he could potentially still have a P7 finish. .7 seconds the gap now, with 5 laps to go. Imri 21, still 21 seconds back, and it looks like the positions look to be more or less set here. James looking to take Courtney Goblin in the late stages. I think once he does that, that'll be more or less this race decided. DRS deployed here for the RB, pulls to the outside of the main straight. Into turn 1. James looking to outbrake Courtney, very close to the outside wall there. Hits the wall. Side by side with the Ferrari, close to contact. And James gets back into P7. It's been a long, hard race for him. And damage limitations has been the name of the game. It looks like at this rate he'll end this play with about 6 points, maybe 4. compared to Lionel's 15, so he'll lose about 10 to 13 points in his championship chase. But will still lead the way by a decent advantage going into the next race in Canada. Four laps now for Grumio. Pope 11.5 seconds behind. That gap continuing to open as the hard tyres still do their bit. Pope is struggling here. Will Lionel catch him by the end of the race? I doubt it. Imrie just put himself in the low 21 second gap here. It looks like this finish is more or less set in stone. The only thing that seems undecided still. Oh, there goes Webster up the circuit. Webster spins. Oh, and spins it right in front of one of the Mercedes cars. That's Imrie. Imrie with damage now. Yellow flag, and that is the Aston Martin of Daniel Aaron. Under control here. Could JB see a prospect here of another place to nab, with despite Che closing on? Oh, Che with the slide himself. Look at Che struggle on those medium tyres. He's pushed him to the limit himself. Imrie penalty. Finally caught by the chicane. Yellow flag as Websy out. And he's crashed it. Crashed it going towards the swimming pool. That's his day over. And it means that everyone who finishes this race, provided they finish from here, will score points. This will move Daniel Aaron into the top 10. So he'll score his, but well, I believe it's his first, I believe he scored last week. This will be his first full-time points of the season. If I check my notes just to confirm that for you. Yes, I'm correct. So good day for Dan then. We get a point on the board for Aston Martin. Grumio brings him down to the line. 2 more laps to go. I think a race that's probably saw its conclusion about 7 or 8 laps ago at this point. He's been in complete control of this race throughout the day. That safety car played into his hands perfectly. Daniel Aaron, 10-second penalty of speed in the pit lane. I don't think he's too bothered at this point. He knows he's getting points, but he just finishes the Grand Prix. Can he get an extra one fastest lap here? And I think that's the plan. His fastest lap so far today, if you have a look here, has been a 1 minute 13.2, so quite well off the pace. But given, of course, he is only just returned to the game, we can't bet his luck there. But 6 cars out. Websy, Obsessed Gamer, Curtis, Soul Darkness, Cot, and Flying Duck was out very early on. Grumio now comes through to start the 39th and final lap around the Principality here in Monaco. One more tour to cap back-to-back Monaco victories. Pope was looking today at the crown returning to him for this race, but not to be today. Imrie will have to wait a bit longer for his first win here in Monaco. Lionel will look to come through in third. He's got 1 more lap to go to finish that off. And Grumio just sort of keep it nice and calm here. Can take this lap very, very carefully indeed. Just ensure he gets the car home. No dramas. This race over, perhaps even at just half the race ago when that safety car restart came through. He's been unchallenged since the start with Imrie and James there instant. Moved into the lead. I don't believe he's lost it since. He led every corner bar the opening 6 or 7 or 8. It's just a few more to go now. Into Rascas for the final time. Grumio will come towards the last turn. And off it now, take the checker flag. He'll take his 2nd win of the season and his 2nd straight win here at Monaco. Grumio wins in the Principality. Lionel look to be chasing Pope for second place. Pope will finish second despite a late penalty there. Only Landlord will actually end this race without a penalty to my mind. I think JB had one as well. Landlord will come through in third place to cap off the podium. Over the line he goes, and Imri's been caught by Che. Here we go, a quick scrap to finish one. Imri's got no wing whatsoever, but can he hold off Che to the end? Dan for a second penalty for multiple warnings. Che really pushing Imri here. Oh, there goes up into the wall. Imri keeping it at bay here, up to the last. In the wall again, holding it off Che all the way to the flag. Oh, Che's looking at it, maybe. On the DRS. We could get a photo finish here. Slide from Che. And that'll be in a bit. Imri P4. Have to wait a little bit longer for that first victory here in Monaco. Landlord in third. It's Grimio who wins. What a Grand Prix. Daniel gets in-game driver of the day. Saw it run from to score points after he wasn't even in this race about an hour ago, and an hour later he's nabbed his first point of the season. So I'd say he can end today satisfied with how things have gone. But Grimio is the winner. There he is. Pope in second, his second podium of the season. Again, he comes home second on track. Gets to take the win on the circuit. And Landlord home in third. Will start to close on James that little bit in the Drivers' Championship. Keep an eye on the Haas team. But Grimio will also start to close on the pair of them. Now, will we get the results this week? I'm doubting it. And we'll jump into the post-race interviews then. Pope is here with us. Pope, welcome back then. You've been in it a few times today, but yeah, in the end, P2 for you. Not quite the result we wanted in the end, but still a second podium in a row. Talk me through it, mate. How did it go for you?
Yeah, no, it was decent, I think. P4 to P2. You can't really complain at that at Monaco, really. You normally finish when you qualify, so I'm happy to gain 2 positions. And unfortunate timing with the safety car. I think without the safety car, I probably would have won it. However, I chose the wrong tyres at the end of the day. Went for the mediums. And a huge apologies to Webbsy as well. I know my half spin caught him out and broke his front wing, so I just want to apologise on that.
Fair enough. I mean, it was good on you for the apology there. But so I think I saw it. I don't think I saw your half spin. I saw Webbsy spin out and lose his wing, but I didn't actually see you're playing that. But I mean, yeah, I mean that safety car. I mean, you say you went on the wrong tyres there. But of course, you started on the hard. Sorry, no, you didn't start. You started on the mediums, didn't you? So then you changed the cars early on. Do you think without that safety car, you would have gone hard to the end?
Yeah, easily. I was on like 12% tyre wear at that point, so easily would have made it. And the hards just felt a hell of a lot better than the mediums. The rears just lit up too much on them. But you know, you live and you learn. I'm happy. Like after the start of the season, we've got back-to-back podiums right now. Good result for the team, and obviously championship still out the way. But if things go as it is, we're still clinging on to Grubio. I mean, how many points now? You scored 7 more than me?
If I have a quick look here, going into today...
8-point difference, I think it is.
The gap, yeah, only gained, that's not much at all. So you guys have closed the gap a little bit to Landlord and James, which I think is the key today. So that's a bit more wide open now. So I'd say the 4 of you could have a good sort of scrap for the championship this year.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be saying that for season back after commentating, but... Yeah, and obviously we'll have to see what happens with the Grubio penalty. Obviously, caused a red flag, I will say in quotations marks. So I'm not too sure what penalty you get for that. So we might get a little bit lucky in that sense as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know you prefer to just have one out and track, be done with it, surely.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, at the same time, I'll take 25 points really.
So of course we are now sort of halfway through your little stretch of tracks which we know you're good at. So 2 of them down, 2 more to come, Canada and Spain. What are we looking at for Canada next week?
hopefully another podium. I mean, I've done pretty well at Canada in this league. I love them type of tracks. These tracks all follow the same kind of rhythm, so hopefully do well there. I mean, unlucky to get a penalty, I think, here, especially when I didn't even get one in Imola. So I think penalties are going to play a massive role there as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we stay strong there.
I'll have to wait and see. Well, congratulations on the podium, and of course, feel free to stick around to the end as you normally do. James, I'll bring you in next, mate. Commiserations, perhaps not the result you wanted today. Of course, these sort of things sort of fell down on the first lap. But also, the 2 starts you made were incredible. Talk me through those, because they were excellent.
Yeah, my starts were very good. For the race, obviously, I practiced it from, I think, first, second, third. I think I practiced my starts there. Just try to get like a nice RPM and just kept practicing it. Obviously, it paid off in the end. You know, I've got both drivers at the start. Well, I suppose we're in the hairpin. Well, I'm looking at my clock picked up, like, but just what happened there and lost it. But yeah, other than like turn 1 start, it was perfect for both races.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So, but of course, obviously, perhaps not the end result we want to say, but still, that's why the 3 wins you had earlier this season were helpful, because you still got a bit of a cushion in the standings. Think we'll just regroup and go again in Canada?
Yeah, I mean, just do it again, practice all over again. Canada, maybe win it, but don't think so, like, because might take a wee break on the F1 game, to be honest.
Yes, I mean, it's up to you there, but I think that does now mark a full season you've been with us, because of course you debuted in Canada last season, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think it was Spain. It was like a wet race, I think it was last year. So it's still a new race for me, I suppose.
You know, you're right. Is it wait, did Canada and Spain, because I'm not confident, did Canada and Spain swap around last season?
I believe so.
Because that might be it to me. Actually, no, I do feel like, actually, no, scrap that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
You did debut as well, but that's on me. But
okay.
Okay, so
yes, I did.
Yeah, obviously you did do Canada last season as well. But yeah, I mean, do we see perhaps another win on the cards, looking at number 4 in the season?
I will hope so. Like again, I mean, if I do what I've done this week with practicing, I can have strong pace again and maybe win it.
That's wait and see, man. There's every chance, given how well you've done this season. Of course, while the result today wasn't fantastic, the pace was still excellent. She managed to get back to a points-paying place in the end. So we'll see how next week goes. But thank you for coming along again. Commiserations. We'll turn now to Daniel Aaron, who about an hour ago we didn't even realise he was going to be in the race. But Dan, an hour later, you scored your first point back. Well, congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a bit of a surprise to me. I was just getting my wheel up, really, by the time I said, I can join if you want. So I was hoping that it all worked fine, and it did. And yeah, just focusing on keeping it clean, which I did for the majority. I slammed into my teammate on the safety car restart, so I had to pit for a new front wing twice, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, it was, survival of the fittest, and getting, I think, P10 out of it, I'd absolutely take it.
Yeah, I mean, not bad at all. So, I mean, good tone. You had your wheel set up at the last second there. What were you using, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm Fanatec CSL DD. I had to get like the wheelbase from upstairs as well, so yeah, a bit of a lug, but yeah, just timed it right really after that cancellation, and it was like the first red flag.
I'll give you that. The CSL DD is heavy stuff to be equipping in the first place. But yeah, is this the start of perhaps a few more points to score in place across the season?
I don't think so. I think Monaco is a very unique track. There was quite a low turnout today, and it is a very tough track to keep focused at for an hour. I want to shout out Claro. That was constantly on in the background, just keeping my mind eased throughout, just keeping it clean. So yeah, I just want to keep on improving throughout the rest of the season. I haven't done any practice for Monaco. Like literally, the formation lap was my first lap at Monaco in this game, with a setup that I didn't know. So yeah, very, very lucky to have come out with a point, really.
So we're not seeing much prospect-wise for Canada next week, then, no?
No, I might put in a bit more practice than just the formation lap, but yeah, I think hopefully just try and pick up the pace. Obviously, Miami was sort of my first race on this game as well. I didn't finish last, which I was quite proud of. Monaco here, I was the last of the finishers, but I actually finished, which is an achievement of itself. So Canada, maybe a bit more like Miami, but maybe a bit closer to some of the cars in front, you know.
We'll have to wait and see, pace-wise, what comes up next week in Maple Leaf territory. Well, congratulations on the point, and I think a good evening. I think that perhaps turn around in the hour. But that'll do it for us. So yeah, congratulations on that, and we'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the evening.
Brilliant, thank you, Zach.
Okay, right. So Pope, since you're here, do you want to go ahead and give us the word of the race? Because I think there's many words I think certain drivers have used to describe tonight, but we'll let you go for a decent one here. So go ahead.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag. Okay.
Yeah, because it was one every lap. It felt like Jesus.
You're telling me that the safety car thing stayed up on my screen for about 3 laps until like I feel it's after in, which is a lovely F124 glitch. But that is your that's your word or phrase in the race. So everyone go into the live chat, or if you're watching this afterwards, make sure to go to the comments, type in the word yellow flag, and let us know what you think of the yellow flag.
Nice.
Nah,
I like that
good
one.
save there. Right, that'll do it for then. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. A few more subscribers during the stream, so that's excellent stuff. Hopefully stick around for more RDL action. Canadian Grand Prix, the same place, same time next week here on the 12th of August on the Zach RC channel at 7 PM. So for myself, it is goodbye, and we will see you in the next race.